Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am going to move to table this.
Mr. Speaker,
Ms. Zwiener, for what purpose?
will the gentlelady yield for questions?
Does the gentlelady yield for questions?
I will.
Thank
The gentlelady
you.
yields for questions.
Thank you, Representative Nobel. So Representative Nobel, as I understand it, Representative Turner's amendment is simply empowering local school districts, local school boards elected by the people of that district, the ability to make the best choice for their district. Why should we override that?
We do it every day with our policies and education. We are in this room. In fact, we mentioned one earlier, cursive writing. We put it back into the classroom. I would not want to curse our local school boards with having to have this debate at a meeting. In fact, I think that is our job to make these kind of decisions to save them from having to have those kind of debates. And that is the reason I'm moving to table this
So
motion.
Representative Nobel, hypothetically, I don't have any numbers for for specific school districts, but let's say there's a school district where a majority of students there are not Christian. Do you think that school district should have the opportunity to say, this doesn't reflect our community, and have a different option?
So you're forgetting my layout for the bill. This has to do with our foundational education and judicial, the foundation of both our education and our judicial systems. And this is completely within that framework. It's foundational to who we are as a nation and our forefathers and what made them tick, why we do the things we do in the way we do it. Just the Declaration of Independence alone has 4 mentions of God. We have God in God we trust on our money and in this room. And before we even started our day today, after we had the prayer, we said the name of God in both the U.S. flag pledge and the Texas pledge. We already do that in our public schools. We already have that in our public schools. So I think this is completely within our bounds as a legislature to include this as well for its educational and judicial foundation.
Representative Nobel, if the goal is to hit on some of those foundational principles of the founders, why are we focusing on the Bible instead of the principles of enlightenment and deism that people, that you sort of made reference to, like Thomas Jefferson actually subscribed to?
I completely disagree that that is accurate when you're talking about our forefathers. In fact, it's hard to find a quote from our forefathers. More than a third of their quotes that have made it down through history include references to the Bible. So it's hard to separate that out from what we are historically.
I believe you would find similar references to Greek mythology. Do you think we need to include anything about the Greek pantheon in our public
That's not
schools
this
as well?
bill. If we're going to talk about this bill, let's talk about this bill.
Well, if we're talking about foundational pieces,
Again, I'm
yes.
talking about this bill and this amendment.
Well, why not allow that local control to come into that question in terms of what students need?
I've already answered that.
Okay, thank you.